A giant in the sun, an oasis of hope for Africa, beacon of economic leadership for the black race. Nigeria is an enigma of some sort. You will love her, then hate her, and then again love to hate her. Nigeria became the largest economy in Africa in the aftermath of the rebasing of its economy. It's reputed to be the 26th largest economy in the world and the third fastest growing economy in the world. All the aforesaid positive data has engendered positive economic development. Nigeria's per capita income has moved from about $500 in 1999 to about 2,500 USD at the end of 2013.
Now, of course, we need to distinguish between a situation where we have a huge gross national product, but only a few people are enjoying that, the majority of, or the bulk of that.
Poverty is global and it's a challenge for many countries in the world. The Nigerian situation as far as poverty is concerned is ironic. On the other hand, the economy is growing tremendously. There is positive data with regards to the growth of the economy, but poverty keeps on increasing at a somewhat alarming rate. In 2012, the National Bureau of Statistics indicated that poverty is not only increasing, but that the character is more sectorial, regional, and gender-related, as it affects the youth, the children, mothers, more than the adult male population. The major indicators of poverty may include the lack of freedom of action and choice, lack of adequate food, lack of shelter, lack of access to good education, lack of adequate basic health, leading to widespread vulnerabilities to ill health, economic and political deprivations. Therefore, poverty is the result of economic, political and social processes that interact with each other and frequently reinforce each other in ways that increase the situation of deprivation in the state that people live.
I would define poverty as a condition of deprivation and powerlessness. That means, again, it has two components. First is in the area of deprivation, which relates to lack of basic or essential services or needs. So that is material poverty.
The failure to deliver social services, the problem of failing infrastructure, particularly power supply, have all been linked to corruption. Sadly, the will to combat corruption in all tiers of government is very weak.
Nobody leaves the economy open, whether poorer countries or developed countries. Nobody leaves the economy open and say it will solve itself. No. The decision to deal with poverty is a political one. And so once the government commits itself to dealing with poverty issues and addressing the question of inequality, it must make the right policy. It must provide strong social protections for the people. It must ensure that it provides the right services to the people: education, health services, good roads, good infrastructure.
Embezzlement and diversion of public funds have been the most common form of public sector corruption. A study of 55 high-profile cases of corruption charged to court by the EFCC between 1992 and 2012 involved a total sum of 1,354,132 naira. These high-profile cases include the Ekiti Poultry saga involving Governor Ayodele Fayose, who was impeached as a result of his indictment.
For instance, a governor of a state, diverts, funds for an agricultural project, for instance, will affect, economic growth.
The amount involved is reported to be in the region of 1,200,000,000 naira, a huge sum, no doubt.
Ọmọ bíbí ìlú Èkìtì ni èmi. Governor wa ń gbà yẹn, ó wá kọ́ àwọn poultry, mo dẹ̀ lọ́bẹ̀, wọ́n gbà mí as a staff. So a dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ so many times. So kò sí salary, kò sí nǹkan kan, à ń lọ́bẹ̀ láàárọ̀, à close ìrọ̀lẹ́. So gbà tó tẹ̀ wá yá, at the end of the day, poultry tiẹ̀ fall down, àti rí anybody gbọ́n kankan mọ́. So bólúkálùkù ṣe fine ìwé level ẹ̀ nìyẹn tó lúkálùkù bá tiẹ̀ lọ. So now kò síṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe.
The police pension and other pension scams have been also pathetic because of its deep social implications. There are so many reported cases of pensioners dying in the course of waiting in line to receive their pensions or to take part in verification exercises purportedly done to weed out fictitious pensioners. Most times, this is done to delay payment of pensions in order for some officials to steal the funds or to place the money into interest-yielding bank investments in favor of such officials.
Money that you are supposed to use to develop roads, or build and maintain roads, build schools, hospitals, and things like this are usually the money that is stolen. See, and that's why we say corruption has greater impact on the poor. So it's important to recover these funds so that you can boost spending on capital projects.
There are some successfully prosecuted cases by the EFCC where properties acquired by the officials using the embezzled funds have been confiscated. There are also many cases of underpayment of pensions to beneficiaries, leading unfortunately in a lot of cases to the death of these retirees or the development of life-threatening sicknesses as a result of the psychological torture that these pensioners have been through. Other cases abound, such as the Depreye Alamasia saga, the Alabertin case where Nigeria remains the only place where indicted officials have not been prosecuted, unlike America or Europe, where those indicted have been punished.
Our law enforcement doesn't work and our judiciary also doesn't work. So the problem is wide. The reason why we can't fight corruption is because there's a total breakdown between the prosecution and actually the justice system as well.
The use of power for profit, for preferment or prestige, or for the benefit of a group or a class, including behaviors as bribery, nepotism, and misappropriation, will always impact negatively on any society.
When we come to retire, at the end of the day, they say we should submit our statement, the bank clearance, and then we give our bank account. We submit it to them, unknown to us. Only after 2 to 3 months, they went and sent 1 point something. After they tell us our money is 4.7 million. Then they're supposed to pay us as assistant superintendent. They say our promotion came late before our retirement. So they pay us with the respect that they are giving us 4.7 million. We are happy that even though it's half, they will divide the money either into 2, because they told us that you sit with your pension management and they will ask you, how do you want the money to be paid to you? If you want in half or quarter, or because they categorize 3 places. But we are not asked. They only send 1.2 million to us in our account. We now go back to them, went to the head of service, went to the Senate president and rest of them. We complained, we wrote, nothing had. They say there's a PENCON order that if you retire, they can pay you whatever they like.
There's no light. There's no water. Sometimes they bring water after 3 days, they bring it again. So sometimes you don't even know how to transact your business without water too.
Studies have shown that government with the highest level of corruption tend to provide lower quality services to citizens.
When you occupy a particular position and then you use that position to make some material gains for yourself, it is corruption.
There's no doubt corruption breeds poverty. Most citizens are made to access important social services that could improve their living standard at a very high cost, leading to general impoverishment.
Imagine the funds that have been stolen by people in the position of authority. And that is why we see most of the old people in this country, despite that they have served their father and their mother's land, they are still wallowing in poverty.
For when there is poverty in the land, even those that have become rich as a result of corrupt practices will not be able to enjoy the wealth they have gathered. It is a terribly vicious cycle.